ready.
Good. Well, Dave, first of all, many congratulations on yesterday's performance. What you expected?
Absolutely not. Not after the day before, 30th after the first run, clinging on, questioning my life as a ski racer. But just push out the gate each time and give your all. And when it's course set by your coach, he knows what I like, so he did a good job, and I stepped up and delivered.
You probably can't even answer the question, but I mean, how did you produce such a fantastic second run? I mean, you were coming from 19th, you weren't sort of up there. I mean, that was most amazing. I was watching it, incredible.
Yeah, I mean, when the course is difficult or conditions are tough, I'm good. So my coach knows that. He set a really demanding course, and also a course that was really good to watch. So, yeah, I knew I could attack that sort of course, and I just believed in myself because I trained it a lot. So yeah.
Anyway, I just felt like a fan watching it. It was absolutely
nice.
brilliant. I loved it, absolutely loved it. Anyway, this is a bit of a boring question, actually. I feel a bit like a sort of, I don't know, really, one of those old rock journalists interviewing Mick Jagger from the Rolling Stones. But it's the obvious question I've got to ask. When are you going to retire?
Yeah. Well, I told my fiance that it might have been this year, but I think I bought myself another year. But no, I'll take it year by year now. So yeah, maybe next year will be my last. I'm not sure yet, but I'll sit down and I've got to think about my fiance Mandy more now, because she's put her life on hold. So yeah, we'll see what she's thinking and what I'm thinking, and one more year at least, but we'll see after that, maybe just one more.
Yeah, fine. And then in terms of how things have changed over the years, I mean, I think it's fair enough to say, whatever, a few years back you were sort of seen as a good skier, plucky Brit, shall we say, but now you're up there, the best in the world.
Yeah, certainly.
How's life changed?
I certainly take them seriously now. My life hasn't really changed, other than obviously I make a career out of ski racing, which is amazing. It's always what I've dreamt of. But
what's it like being a ski racer?
It's intense. It's not as glamorous as these views, but it's hard work. It's a daily grind. It's a day-to-day trying to improve, and it never stops. But it's when you have the good results, it's all worth it, and that's why I do it.
And presumably, I mean, it must be on your mind the whole time. How do you relax, or don't you?
I've completed YouTube three or four times. That's one way of relaxing.
You've got to the end of the internet as well, I imagine.
Exactly. So yeah, you've been into all sorts of corners of YouTube, but no, just literally taking the mind off where I am or what I'm doing, or speaking to people back at home, whether it's my fiance Mandy, family, or friends, and that's the best way to bring some normality to the whole thing. Yeah.
Now, we obviously know you've come on, I mean, just in leaps and bounds as a skier yourself, as an individual, but how about the British team? How do you think they are? I mean, considering where they were, I don't know, whatever, 8-10 years ago, I mean, you're not the only one who can ski well.
No, exactly, and I think that's why I've had a great season this year. I've been joined by Laurie and Billy,
who've done very well,
who are on the same programme as me. Both have World Cup points and literally push me to my limit every single day. So I'm having to bring out my best skiing in training if I'm wanting to be the fastest in training. Obviously, we also have Charlie Guest, Alex Tilley and Charlie Raposo. 6 people scoring World Cup points for Great Britain.
It's a fantastic position to be in.
Yeah, I don't think we've been this strong before, so I think the future's bright. Well, the present is very bright, so yeah, but I think the next generation coming through can carry on where I left off, and that's the most important thing, is not having another lull. It's where when I finish, then the next guys and girls are ready to keep us at the top.
But I was just coming up with the gondola, actually, and someone started chatting to me, and I said I was coming to meet you. He was Austrian.
Yeah.
The Austrians seem to have heard of you as much as the British, which is fantastic. So I said, have you got a question for him? So he said, just ask him, does he ever ski for fun? So do you ever ski for fun?
Not often. I wish I could do more, but no, we train 4 or 5 times a week, and if we're not training on the snow, we're training in the gym. So yeah, I don't really have much time just to be like, right, I'm going out for a day, because I shouldn't be recovering from my next training session. So there's a fine balance. When I do
you do finally retire, maybe.
Yeah. Well, then I will be doing it for fun, and I'll probably come back here a lot.
Yeah.
But I'll be more in the après ski as well then. So yeah. No, I love.
Which I'm assuming you don't do very much.
Exactly.
Being a professional.
I love
athlete.
free skiing. It's great. It's an amazing feeling. But at the moment, I have to stay focused on what.
And we're here in Obergurgl, or Gurgl as the area is known. That they sponsor you. You come here quite a lot I believe. Now, I'm a objective ski journalist, so I couldn't possibly say what my favourite resorts are.
Yeah.
But this is right up there.
Yeah, this is
I love
awesome.
it for lots of reasons.
Yeah,
I've mentioned it elsewhere in PlanetSKI, but it's just a lot of things come together here.
Yeah.
What's your view of this whole area, this part of Austria?
Well, for starters, it's always got great snow because we're so high. But then they just blend it really well. It's traditional Austria. It's après skis. They do everything right, and that's what you come to in a resort. And when you're on the top of the mountain, I was supposed to get married right literally on this spot with this view around. It's really hard to beat, and I guess that's why they call it the Diamond of the Alps.
Well, that brings me on to a few final questions, actually, because Jane Peel, our chief reporter, normally interviews you. This is actually a first ever interview we've done together. First time we've actually met, unbelievably. But anyway, she said, you've got to make sure you ask me a few questions, because she knew that I would just ask you about the skiing and the team and all the rest of it. So these are the questions that she wants to ask. The first one was, are you still getting married? Well, you sort of answered it, really, haven't you?
I've not like shanked it as such. It's still planned May this year, but in the UK now to play it safe and I won't say get it done, but to make us have a good chance of it actually happening this year.
Yeah, and she also wanted to know what, obviously on a sort of athlete's diet, is there any food that you can't eat that you really want to?
You know, my grandma always says eat everything in moderation, Dave. But obviously when I'm competing, it's a little bit more serious than that. But I love Kaisersmarren, and I might have had a little piece after lunch there. But like anyone, that I like a sweet treat every now and again, and I do indulge, but at the right time. So after the season, go to the cafe, me and my fiancée run, and I will have an afternoon tea, that's for sure. Yeah.
Now, I mentioned to you I was going to ask you a couple of sort of quick fire questions at the end, and you said, are you going to ask me if I'm wearing underwear? I wasn't going to ask you, but are you wearing underwear?
Of course I'm not Scottish and I wear underwear.
Fine, I think we've done that question then. And another question from James, which is a bit odd, is do you like country and western music?
Occasionally, not really. I'm not a massive music fan, and my taste is it's just not great, I've been told. So
well, she'll be very pleased about that, because she was actually staying with me in Aosta in Italy last week, and for some ridiculous reason I've developed a sort of love of country and western music, and I'm playing it the whole time.
Each to their own.
Yeah, and I think it drove her absolutely mad last week. But anyway, there we are. Anyway, David, it's been smashing to see you.
Thanks a lot.
Finally meet you.
No problem.
We've got a couple more races coming up. There's the night slalom in Flacknow, and we got Maribel, I believe, as well, is the last one. So the very best of luck for that.
Thank you very much.
I think anyone listening and watching this wish you the very, very best. And all I can say is, please don't retire yet.
No, I've got one more year, I think, and then we'll see.
Smash it.
Thanks
very much.
Cheers. Thanks.